Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Strangers in Jerusalem YouTube channel. Just a couple things. Number one, check out my book, A Stranger in Jerusalem, Seeing Jesus as a Jew. Also, check out sacredspacetours.com to see our upcoming tours to the Holy Land. A few colleagues and I are running tours. We're leading tour groups later in 2023 and then in 2024 and beyond. So come check us out. Come visit the Holy Land with us. We're also experimenting with interfaith groups, tour groups. So whether you're Protestant, Christian, Catholic, Latter-day Saint, Jewish, secular, whatever you are, come join us. We'll get you on the same bus. We're kind of experimenting with this because there's not a lot of people that do this. So if you want to have an experience with other types of people in the Holy Land, or if you want your own group, we can plan that tour for you as well. So check out sacredspacetours.com and come join us. Thank you, everybody. Did Jesus refer to himself as the Messiah? Is this a term that he embraced during his ministry? Well, it doesn't appear to be.
No! How about no?
Now, let me give you this data. One time that he appears to his non-apostles or encounters somebody who's a non-apostle is the Samaritan woman at the well. The woman claimed that she was waiting for the Messiah. And when she said that, Jesus replied in John 4:26, he replied, "I am he." So it seems that he's not, it doesn't seem, it's clear that he's outright stating, "I'm the Messiah." So that there's one case where he does. Now, the other case where he encounters a non-disciple is the high priest. And when Jesus was in private communication with him, the high priest asked Jesus if he's the Messiah. Now, in Mark, Jesus acknowledges outright that he is the Messiah. This is Mark 14:61. By the time we get to Luke, Jesus does not answer the question. Jesus says in Luke 22:67 and 68, he says, "If I tell you, you will not believe. And if I question you, you won't answer." So in other words, he's saying, I'm not going to get in this discussion because you won't have a discussion. You won't believe the answer that I give. And then if I ask you a question, you won't give me an answer back. So you're not willing to have a discussion here about this. So I'm not going to answer it. And so here, even in this episode, it's a little bit vague. Do we take Mark, where Jesus says outright, "I'm the Messiah," or do we take Luke, where he won't answer the question? Some other examples. So Nathanael, early in Jesus' ministry, comes to Jesus and he says, "Rabbi, are you the Son of God? Are you the King of Israel?" Again, he's asking specifically about the Messiah because these two terms are messianic. And Jesus answers, Do you believe because I told you that I saw you under a fig tree? You will see greater things than these. Again, Jesus kind of hedges a little bit. He doesn't just answer the question, "Yes, I am the Son of God, the King of Israel." Also, near the end of Jesus' ministry, Jesus asks Peter, and he asks all the people who are there, "Who do people say that I am? What's the rumors about me? What are people saying?" And then they answer. And then Jesus says, "Who do you say that I am? Who do you think I am?" And Peter says, "You are the Messiah." Now, Jesus seems to affirm that that's true, but right after that, it says he strictly warned them not to tell anyone. So even if we take this passage as evidence that Jesus embraces his messianic role, or he's outright stating, "Yes, I'm the Messiah," even then, he doesn't want to tell anybody. So even in these few cases in the Gospels where he acknowledges that he is the Messiah, he's either alone with the Samaritan woman or alone with the high priest, or tells his apostles not to tell anybody. Scholars refer to this as the messianic secret. Not only does he not want people to tell them that he's the Messiah or that he's not willing to state outright, but he also tells people not to go around and tell them that they were healed by Jesus. Whenever he does one of these healings or says certain things, he says, "Be quiet, don't tell anybody that I did this." The problem is the apostles do tell people, and it says his fame spread quickly.
No, this is not the way. Not by force.
Where is he going?
Something else to note, that in John chapter 6, verse 15, it says that a large crowd came to Jesus and was, quote, was about to come and take him by force to make him king. And then it says that Jesus immediately fled into the mountains by himself. He didn't want any part of that. So the question is, why did Jesus not want to be associated, or was hesitant to be associated with the term Messiah? Well, obviously, as we've shown in previous episodes, this word had taken on a lot of baggage from previous centuries, and it's possible that Jesus, not necessarily rejecting the idea that he is the Messiah, but he's uncomfortable with that term. In fact, the most commonly used term describing Jesus, even by Jesus himself, in terms, at least how the Gospels portray, is the Son of Man. That term is much more popular for Jesus.